And that's the next word I want to talk about. It's obedience. Abraham's simple obedience, even though he didn't know all the details about it. And this is characteristic throughout Abraham's life. Now, I want to say to you that Abraham did some really stupid things. Just keep reading this chapter, you're going to figure out a couple of really stupid things. But throughout Abraham's life, he kept saying yes to God. You see that with the covenant of circumcision. You see that when he was challenged to sacrifice his own son Isaac before God stayed his hand. Each of those times, Abraham just immediately sets out to do it. And because Abraham said yes repeatedly, there's something that shifts in his heart. And in the end, Scripture calls Abraham a friend of God. So you have this pattern kind of emerging. You got leave, you got go, you've got this promise, you've got obedience, and then just verses 7 and 8 is the last one. And it's the word altar. It's kind of a new concept as the Bible picks up here. But Abraham, as he's going on his way, he stops along the way, and what does he do? He builds an altar and he calls on the name of the Lord. He picks up, goes a little bit further, again he builds an altar and calls on the name of the Lord. That's really strange in that culture because in their understanding there were local deities. If you believed in God in one area, you'd pick up, you'd go to a new area, you'd say, hey, what gods govern this area? You'd figure out about it and you start to worship those guys. That's just how life was. Abraham, as he travels along, he continues to call on the God who revealed himself, who said to him, go, I will go with you. And he calls on the name of this God, universally, wherever he goes. And God is the one who promises to work through this thing. His reliance is not on himself, is kind of the point. Well, that's his story. What about your story? When's the last time you felt God nudging you to do something? Maybe the bigger question is, when's the last time you said yes? When's the last time you said yes to God? Maybe for some of us it's been a while. Maybe it's been a while since we really feel like we heard the voice of God at all. And I would pray tonight that we would get a little bit more in tune, once again, with what God's voice sounds like. And that we would actually ask Him to want to know His voice. Because sometimes we don't all like that much what He's going to tell us. But just say, God, we'll take both the good and the bad. I want to hear from you. We're going to send you into a little time of prayer tonight in just a moment. But I just wanted to hear from Steve. And he's going to kind of move up here. But Steve happens to have been on the same mission trip that I was on this past summer. We were kind of co-partners on this trip. And I guess just from your perspective, Steve, I probably talk more regularly here, and yet you're also a pastor, and you have all these rich experiences in mission. And I would just ask you, with all the experience of the people that you've led even on mission, have you been affected by your involvement in, maybe you want to talk about police, maybe in a wider view, but really as you reflect on what's happened to you, how that's changed you, your heart, as you continue to say yes to God. That would be awesome. Sure.
Well, I think your message tonight was very impacting to me because it made me kind of remember a lot of things that have happened in my life. And I hate to admit it, but I think it's good to be honest sometimes that my first encounter with God's mission wasn't the one I'm most proud of. I would say that when I was asked to go to Venezuela when we were, I think I've got this so close. When I was asked to go to Venezuela when we were in the seminary, my first reaction was no, and I haven't shared that very often, but I am so thankful that God persisted and that my professors continued to say, we think you should do this, because as it turned out, it changed my life. It really did. I don't think I would have ever had the rich experience of meeting the people I've met. You said in your message about how he left his family. A lot of our missionaries leave family, home, jobs, big houses, all these things. And you think, well, gosh, that's a lot to give up. But at least in my experience, I feel that as you give those kind of things up, you also gain so much. And especially if you think about giving up, family and other connections, the beautiful thing is that you get all kinds of new friends, because you can also keep your old ones as well. So it's a little painful at first to think about leaving your family, leaving friends,
going on a mission trip. What do I have to contribute? How might I grow? In the Bible, there's much more sense of community. You know, what a community does together, how a community is affected, the responsibility of a community, and it carries over to the New Testament too, as far as the Christian church. And maybe my second question would be, why is it important that we as a community, Outpost Maplewood, St. John, as a wider church body that we're a part of, why is it important that we continue to stay involved, not just in the local area, but in the world? Why do we need to go to places like Brazil, Belize, and Mexico, and so on?
Well, first of all, it's biblical. I mean, especially Acts 1:8 says that we will be God's witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the ends of the earth. And what that really is talking about is that we're to be, and God is promising us that we will be His witnesses where we live, in our own community, in a place in our region, in the world, and a bigger world. And so it's not interesting in the verse that he doesn't say, it says in Jerusalem or in Judea or in Samaria or Judea and Judea. It says in all of those places. So these are all the arenas that we're to be as witnesses. Each of them is an opportunity to grow and to learn. But I also think that doing it with community is important. I saw something with our group in Belize that was just really beautiful. Generations, first of all, I think of, Megan, a young gal who's just starting college this year. Julie, Fred, a number of young people who are younger than some of you, who are starting their lives. And this experience of sharing something that deep with other people, and people of different generations, is powerful. I've developed some of my closest relationships with people on these kind of trips, because when you share something that deep and that impacting, it does something to your relationship with each other. So I think God does something really cool. He wants us to reach the lost, and that's why we do mission work, of course. He wants us to help the hurting, and that's why we do mission work. But I'm becoming more and more convinced that He also gets us involved in a mission in order to help us grow, and to help us develop and become the people He wants us to be. It would be just like God. He could do this without us. He doesn't need us, right? But He chooses to use us so that we'll grow and develop and become the people He wants us to be. He takes off the rough edges even. And so that's why I'm so convinced that anybody can do mission work. It's not for the perfect people, that's for sure, because actually that has to be a missionary. But it definitely is a way to grow. And if you want to grow and stretch yourself a bit, allow God to help you become a person that is just beginning to grow, you should try this. It would really be the way to go to the next level.
So let's thank Steve. This is your chance to kind of get in the center spotlight, though, too. We're going to just move to a little time of prayer, and Brian is going to lead us in a little music as well, and then Ryan's going to kind of close us down for tonight, wrap this up. But one crucial part of tonight is to kind of say, God, how do you want me to engage in the world? And we're going to just invite you to move around your room a little bit tonight. If you still want to give an offering, you can. But maybe God's calling you to support mission through a financial gift. Maybe it's going to be through your prayers.